Speaking Sports on this special Wednesday Crew Life edition of Frankly Speaking Bucks. We are so very, very happy to have everybody with us today. Thank you so much for joining us. We got an unbelievable show for you this evening. Lots and lots to get to in a short amount of time. Obviously, we are only 4 days away. That's right, just 4 days away from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers opening up first the New Orleans Saints. And we, like I said, have lots and lots and lots to talk about today. I want to remind you today's show is brought to you by Beef O'Brady's in Brandon, Florida. The original Beef O'Brady's located on Kings Boulevard and Oakfield Drive in Brandon. It's the original. It's great food, great drinks, great service. Go on by, say Frankly Speaking Sports sent you, and let them take care of you. Want to also remind you later on in the show, for the individual guest that is being the most interactive, I think we have a $20 free food at the original Beef O'Brady's, which we will be giving away a little bit later in this show. Once again, I want to thank you all for joining us today. For those of you, no matter what platform you're on, if you would please go ahead and share this to your timeline. It takes just one moment to share it with all your friends. In about 25 minutes, we're going to have the great starting linebacker for the 2003 Super Bowl champion Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Al Singleton, will be joining us live. That's right, live right here on video. It's going to be live. We'll talk to him about a lot of things, some of it being the 2003 team, compare it to some of this as well. I'm going to look down here. All right, we got some people joining us. I want to go ahead and see who is on the line. That way, maybe I can see which comments are going. That's Tommy, my boy Tommy. I want to welcome you to the show. Eric, welcome to the show. But before we get started with the Buccaneers stuff, I want to go ahead and let everybody know a quick update on the Tampa Bay Lightning score. The Tampa Bay Lightning, late in the first period on a slapperooski by Victor Hedman, tied the New York Islanders up 1-1. It's in the intermission, first period, end of first period. The Islanders and the Bolts are tied up at 1. That was Victor Hedman. Just a beautiful, beautiful slapperooski, past the goalerooski for a scorerooski. Just an incredible, incredible shot by Victor Hedman. And we will go ahead and keep you updated as the show goes along. Once again, I want to thank you all for joining us today. We're going to get right into it. Like I said, 25 minutes away from the great Al Singleton joining us live. But we got so much information. The next 2 days is filled with Tampa Bay Buccaneer stuff, and we'll go over everything with you as we continue to go through it. But the first thing that is on everybody's mind tonight is the news out of the Tampa Bay Bucs camp that Mike Evans did sit out of practice today. He's nursing what Coach Bruce Arians is calling a soft tissue issue. In my language, that means it's a hamstring. It is not believed, obviously, to be a teared hamstring like he suffered at the end of last season, which cost him to miss the last several games. But this is a soft tissue issue. It will be day to day. And, a lot of people, obviously are very concerned. Here we go. We start the season off. We're ready to go. And Mike Evans, is obviously questionable now for that game. So, you got to ask yourself, in this situation, normally this would be a bad thing. And it's anytime you lose a Mike Evans or has the possibility of not having a Mike Evans playing on Sunday, it definitely costs you. But, you got to look at it. it's time for some of these guys, and I'll tell you what right now, to go ahead and step up. And the one who's probably, there's going to be two key guys if Mike Evans does not play. And the first one is going to be obviously Scotty Miller. What a relationship Scotty Miller and Tom Brady have gone ahead and gotten during the offseason here. Just an incredible relationship. And Scotty Miller, he's one of those players who can make the big play, has a hell of a lot of speed, and has been very, very, very impressive during the training camp, or whatever you want to call it, the summer camp that they've had this year. This is his second year, he has that big playability. So in the event that Evans doesn't play, you're going to go ahead and see Scotty Miller get a lot more time this Sunday. And I think Scotty will do, I think he'll do good. I really do. But the other guy to watch out for is another guy who has been even more. You think Scotty Miller's been impressive during the camp? They're very high on this guy, Justin Watson. And I'll tell you what, Justin Watson is somebody that Bruce Arians really, really likes. Whereas Scotty Miller is in his second year, this is Justin Watson's third year with the team, and he has the ability, once again, to run down the field, make the big play, and make a lot of speed. So, looking very, very interested in seeing what happens there. But let's relax. Let's see what happens. If there's any way that Mike Evans can go this weekend, he will go. If not, you're going to see Scotty Miller, and you're going to go ahead and see this guy, Justin Watson, play a big role in this game versus New Orleans on this Sunday. Now, a couple of things happened over the last couple of days when we haven't been on. They obviously went ahead and they did announce the captains. The captains is obviously Tom Brady and Mike Evans on the offensive side. Brady Pinion and Kevin Mintor on the special teams. And obviously Levante David and our boy Devin White. I'll tell you what. This kid White is just unbelievable. Devin White. It's his second year, and his teammates already have enough confidence and enough trust in this guy to go ahead and make him a captain. And that just tells you how much they respect this young man, Devin White, who is obviously, the starter at inside linebacker on the depth chart. And that's the other thing. The depth chart did come out. And, when I look at the depth chart, and I'm looking at it right now, you look at the offense, you look at the defense. I mean, obviously, no big surprise on offense. Ronald Jones is the starting running back. And let me explain what happens with Ronald Jones on the offensive side of the ball. A lot of people are asking, what's going to happen with Leonard Fournette, Larry? I mean, is he going to play Sunday? Is he not going to play Sunday? Leonard Fournette's going to get his touches on Sunday. Ronald Jones is the man. Actually, second on the depth chart is LaShawn, second LaShawn McCoy. And then it is Leonard Fournette. And I think what you're going to see in this game is Jones is going to get his chance to prove what he can do. And he's going to have to run strong. He's going to have to run hard. He's going to have to run fast. And he's going to have to gain some yards in order to keep his spot on this team. And, what else can you ask for? That's what you're supposed to do. And I think if Ronald Jones gets off to a rough game and he is not gaining ground, yards on the ground, then you may see Fournette touch the ball a lot more than first, anticipated. Remember, he's been in the Jaguars camp. He's in shape. He just got let go, and now he needs to learn the playbook. So they'll have several plays that are designed for Leonard Fournette. Also, don't be surprised if you see Fournette come in situations where they want to throw the ball to the backfield, to one of the runners out of the backfield. And if it ain't McCoy, it's probably going to be Fournette. Ronald Jones has had his trouble catching the football. Hopefully that is behind him. But in the event, Ronald Jones, it's his job. He's got the job. Now it's his job to lose. The way he keeps his job is to do his job. Just do your job. Catch the ball out of the backfield. Make sure you're running hard. Make sure you're gaining yards on the ground, and you will be fine. This is an unbelievable trio of backs that we have in this backfield. So, going to be very, very interesting to see what happens and how the three of those backs with McCoy, Fournette, and Ronald Jones is going to be used. But Ronald Jones is the starter. And then when you go to defense, no real surprise on the depth chart. When you look at this depth chart, we talk about this defense. Let's talk about why people are so excited about this young defense that we've been talking about with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And when you go ahead and you look at this defense and you got Sue, Vita Vea, Golston, Paul, White, Lavonte David. I'm going to tell you what, Lavonte David, I say this week in and week out, is the most underrated defensive football player in the National Football League. He is so underrated, and I really hope with us getting all this prime time and all this love this year because of all the acquisitions with the Tom Brady, the Rob Gronkowskis, the Leonard Fournettes, the Shady McCoy, that Lavonte David finally gets his due because every play, whether it's a run play, a pass play, Lavonte David is involved in some way and deserves to be, rewarded for his success that he's having. And then you look at Barrett, Carlton Davis, of course, who came on real strong last year, Murphy Bunting, and then, our number one draft pick, number one on the depth chart at safety, Antoine Winfield will be out there with Jordan Whitehead. And I'll tell you what, they are so impressed with this Winfield kid, in center field out there, just doing everything. He's learned how to play the nickel. He's learned how to play all these different positions, and he hasn't even had a snap yet in the National Football League. They are just so very high on this young man, and we are looking so forward. And what a test he gets. He gets Drew Brees week 1. I mean, that's just unbelievable. So nothing overly surprising when I look at the depth chart. So if anybody wants to comment on the depth chart in any way, shape, or form, please go ahead as I check messages here. We are about 15 minutes away from having Al Singleton, the former Tampa Bay Buccaneer Super Bowl champion linebacker, starting linebacker from 2002-2003 on with us. So we're really looking forward to that interview. But, last week on the show, one of our, main topics that we talked about was the kicking game. And I made it very, very clear last week that Ryan Succop was not brought in as a decoy. There was no way, if, and, or buts that he was brought in because Bruce Arians, and I said this last week, if you go back to the video, you'll hear me say it, that there had to be something that he was not impressed with Matt Gay. There had to be. Otherwise, you would tell the guy, calm down, relax. This is your job, like Michael Clayton said last week on the show. And we discussed this with Michael, and even Michael said, well, no, he's probably bringing it in just to give him a little pressure. And I said, no. That's not what is going on here. What's going on here is Bruce Arians is not happy with something he's seeing. And he did not bring Ryan Succop in just to say, give this guy some pressure and I'm going to let you go. Ryan Succop is a proven field goal kicker, place kicker in the National Football League. And he's played very well with Tennessee Titans. As you can see the picture of him on the screen when he played in his Tennessee Titan days. So there was a reason. And obviously, a couple days later, we find out Matt Gay lost the job to Ryan Suckup. So we want to congratulate Ryan Suckup. Well deserved. You know, we're looking forward to much better things from our special teams, especially in the kicking aspect. And hopefully everything will work out for you and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So there we go, a new kicker. And, you know, Bruce Arians, like I said, he is not going to take crap. You know, Bruce Arians is very, very serious about this upcoming year. And, you know, he's not going to play games and he's not going to take failure. And, you know, people ask, well, all this depth we got players that can play on any other team. That's right. Because if the one player doesn't do his job, guess what? He is going to put in the next player, just like Ronald Jones. Ronald Jones doesn't do his job. Ronald Jones is going to be replaced. And remember, I'm a big fan of Ronald Jones. I said before the year started that I think Ronald Jones has the ability to go ahead and rush for 1,000 yards. Now, in all fairness to me, we did not have Shady McCoy yet, and we did not have Leonard Fournette, and I didn't anticipate on those guys coming. But Ronald Jones could be that breakaway runner. Well, you know, it's a different team. And one of the things that keeps bothering me week after week after week about the fans of Tampa Bay, when you ask them, you know, what is concerning you? They talk about the offensive line, okay? And we talked about the offensive line. We know we got Smith. We got the young guy, Wirfs, who is going to be incredible. He's 320-pound guy, adding some force to that line. To go with the interior linemen with Ryan Jensen and Ali Marpet, this offensive line is not bad. Stop worrying about this offensive line. Week after week after week, I have to try to convince you that this offensive line is good. You're going to see these guys play a lot different football. And let me tell you what. One of the big difference between, and I say one of them, there's many, between this year and last year is you have a quarterback this year that gets rid of the ball a lot quicker than you did last year. And that means if you throw the ball a second quicker, your release is a second faster than the last guy, that means that you don't have to, you know, you're not holding on your block as long because you don't have to. And, you know, with Tom Brady at the helm, it's going to be a different game. Number two, Tom Brady is not going to stand for getting hit. Trust me. I mean, he'll let those guys know. This is a different offensive line. Don't think because 3 of the 4 names are the same that it's the same offensive line. It's a different mentality, a different mindset, and a different quarterback. Not only that, but now you not only have one of the best tight ends to ever play the game in Rob Gronkowski, you also have one of the best blocking tight ends in the game, which adds to your offensive line when you have a tight end like him that can block. So, you know, let's calm down. Let's watch game 1. I think you're going to see the offensive line do very, very well. The key with the offensive line that we need to make sure is fixed from last year is the stupid butt penalties that we would get. When we had, you know, who was it? Dotson last year had like 10 penalties. Donovan Smith had 9. They got to cut those penalties down. And obviously, Wirfs is in there now. You know, this has got to be a team that plays. You know, we talk about fundamentals in all different sports, and football is no different. You know, you cannot be offsides. You cannot be holding. You have to do those things right. You can't have huge running plays by Ronald Jones or nice passing plays by Tom Brady nullified because of silly penalties. And if you play good fundamental football, everything is going to work out here. So stop worrying about the The offensive line, we got a little bit of depth. You know, when I look at let me see if I kept it up here. I don't know if I did away. Now I did away with that. But when you look at this line, it will be fine. You know, once again, if you joined us late, a little bit of concern for Sunday's game is Mike Evans. Mike Evans is obviously has a hamstring injury, not sure how severe. They say he is day to day. You know, between you and I, if he is day to day, he's going to play Sunday. Okay. Now, we will know more by Friday, because if he is practicing one of the next 2 days, that would definitely be an indication that he is going to play on Sunday. Although Bruce Arians says it is a game time decision. So, in the event, we talked about Scotty Miller, Justin Watson. You know, we have a lot of depth at the at the receiver position. So we will be fine. You know, we got the great Tom Brady, but also one of the things that I want all my fans to remember, and I told Michael Clayton last week that we're going to give him some crap. I told him I'm under the impression O.J. Howard is going to have a breakout season this year. Now, you know, I'm not going to sit here and try to define what the word breakout means, but anybody understands what breakout means. He's going to score a lot of touchdowns, be very involved in this offense. And I think one of the things people are missing, don't get me wrong, Rob Gronkowski is going to be used. He's going to be used, and he's going to be used a lot when he needs to be used. But remember, he's been out of football for a couple of years too. He's probably feeling good now due to the fact he got to rest and heal up. But, you know, remember, they want to make sure they have Gronkowski for the entire year. And should they go, which they should go, to the playoffs, they have him available for that time as well. So you may see Gronkowski, when they go with this 2 tight end set that they use on the offense, you may see Gronkowski be a decoy a lot of times to open up O.J. Howard and Cameron Brate. So don't be surprised. You know, it's just not, don't just look at the statistics of a Rob Gronkowski. Think about what he does to all the other players around him. It's like Mike Evans. Mike Evans makes Chris Godwin a great receiver and vice versa because they are so talented. Rob Gronkowski already has made O.J. Howard a better tight end, and they have yet to even hit the field in a game. It's just one of those things where the mindset and the body and the confidence all breeds success. And, you know, it's just incredible, incredible. For those of you fans that are joining us right now, want to let you know, go ahead and leave some messages. You know, I can go ahead through the feed on Facebook and hopefully see who it is. I see Eric on the line, see Tommy on the line. I got another $20 gift certificate to the original Beef O'Brady's, located on Kings Boulevard and Oakfield Drive in Brandon. So those of you that participate, please, when you go ahead and leave a message, let me know where you are from. So if it's Eric, you know, let me know Eric from Gainesville, or Tommy from Temple Terrace, and so on and so on and so on, so that we can go ahead. But, you know, we want an interactive show. We're looking forward to an interactive show. Okay, we got a question here. I'm trying to see if I can go ahead and find out who it's from. It says, Larry, how huge of a break is it for the Bucs no fans in the Superdome on Sunday? Anytime you play away, Tommy, and you're in an opponent's, in their home, and they have no fans, of course it's an advantage. It's an advantage because of the noise. Now, they plan on losing noise, which I think this built-in noise is a bunch of crap, if you ask me, why they need to do it. But nevertheless, I don't think, you know, anytime you don't play in front of a hostile New Orleans crowd in New Orleans, it is definitely, you know, an advantage to you. But at the end of the day, a lot of these players will tell you, they try to block out the noise. They try to block out the crowd noise and all that stuff. I mean, at the end of the day, it's an advantage, but it is a slight advantage not having fans. It's definitely not a disadvantage, but at the same time, you still have to execute on the field and make the plays that are necessary to win football games. So hopefully that answers your question. Tommy, thank you so very much for going ahead and participating and asking questions. Love some more fans to go ahead and ask questions as well. Please go ahead. Later on, if anybody ever wants to show on the show and talk, I just went ahead and we put a link up there after the interview with Al Singleton. If you want to join us, you can go ahead and join us. We're about 4 minutes away from Al joining us. So hopefully he'll be on shortly here on Frankly Speaking Sports. We're going to go over to tomorrow's show with you. We're going to do this a couple of times, but I want to make sure that everybody tunes in tomorrow night. And we'll give you, after we talk to Al, we'll go ahead and let you know exactly what the entire show will entail. One of the friends from Gainesville, Florida, want to know, will Jameis play Sunday? Well, if we get to Drew Brees, and, I don't wish anybody getting hurt, if he gets hurt, Jameis Winston is the next guy to come in on that team. So to answer your question, Eric, it all depends on the health of Drew Brees. But if Drew Brees is healthy, no, you will not see Jameis Winston in this game. But I almost had this envision the other night. I was sleeping and I'm thinking about this game, and I can see us at the end of the game. It's the fourth quarter. The game is tied. The Saints are driving. Drew Brees gets hurt. Jameis Winston comes in, throws a pick six, and we win the game. Now, how ironic would that be? Now, nothing meant bad towards Winston. Just a little joke going on there. But, no, I don't see Winston playing at all on Sunday unless Drew Brees should get hurt. That would be the only way that Winston plays. And, wouldn't that be just amazing to see something like that happen. All righty. We are about 2-3 minutes away from Al Singleton joining us. If anybody has any more questions, thank you, Eric. Thank you, Tommy. Thank you, Glenn. All of you guys for having these questions. Great questions. We do want to keep you updated like we promised you. Although we are having a Bucks Wednesday here, the Lightning are playing the New York Islanders. The score with 8:10 left in the second period, it's still tied up 1-1. Right now, there's a 4-on-4, so we'll see how that works out for both teams. But 1-1, just under 8 minutes left in the second period of that hockey game. But anyway, we're going to have John Hendricks, and we'll talk about this again after the interview, on with us. He is a reporter. He'll be on tomorrow for the New Orleans Saints. He's going to break down the Saints for us, let us know what we should expect from the New Orleans Saints, what they're expecting from us. And, we'd love to get some Saints groups. I already joined a couple of them. If anybody out there belongs to any New Orleans Saints groups, love to have you guys on tomorrow, participate, join us, and love to get you involved in the show where you can go ahead and interact with the Buck fans and have a little fun. Because we want to start doing that on Thursday nights. Like I said last night on the Frankly Speaking Sports platform, we want to go ahead and Thursday night be preview night, where we preview the upcoming game for that week. If it's a Thursday night, we preview that. If it's a Monday night, we preview that. If it's a Sunday or a Sunday night game, we preview that, and we get our important opponents, whether it's a former player for that team or a reporter, on to discuss that team with us. So we'll continue to do that. in the upcoming weeks. We are just moments away from having Al Singleton. I believe he's trying to join us right now, so we will give him a couple of minutes. Hopefully, he'll be on soon with us. But those are we went over a lot of stuff regarding the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and I know everybody and what a test for this defense. We talked about this young defense to start out game one versus Drew Brees and the high-powered offense with Michael Thomas, Alvin Kamara, the running back. I mean, you talk about a good football team. Listen to week one. You get obviously the two best teams in the NFC South. You get possibly the two best teams in the entire NFC. You get two of the best quarterbacks of all time to ever play the game of football. And this is all in week one of the National Football League, the Saints and the Buccaneers in New Orleans at 4:25 p.m. Eastern Time Sunday. If that is not a beautiful way to start the year out, I don't know what is. But we'll talk more to John tomorrow. We're going to do our picks every week now. We are going to do picks. Don't know if we'll be able to set it up on the computer, but we will go down game to game and we will discuss who plays and which team we are picking to win. So we will do that tomorrow as well. That would be done on Thursdays as well. So hopefully we'll get that on. Let me see if Al is coming on. Hopefully he'll be on. I'll let him know we are ready. So hopefully that'll be a couple of minutes. He'll be on as he's loading up his computer. So while we're waiting on him, let's go ahead and we'll talk a little bit more about this upcoming Sunday here. Tomorrow night we're gonna go ahead and we'll go ahead and we'll gonna have, like I said, we're gonna preview the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the New Orleans Saints. We're gonna have John Hendricks, as you can see, John right there. He is right there in the picture, and we'll talk about that. We'll do the picks. We'll answer questions. We'll get everybody involved tomorrow so we can go ahead and discuss the great game week one here. Let's see. I'm going to fool around with that. There you go. I like that. All right. So we should be momentarily, we should have good buddy Al Singleton joining us. I will keep an eye on the screen on the bottom and see if Al is coming on here. I'm waiting to see. He just got my message, so he should be coming on any second right now, and we'll wait for him. So, we're all looking forward. I'd love to get some more comments from you all in regards to, what you think about this upcoming game versus the New Orleans Saints. I mean, it should be an offensive explosion. It really should when you have two of the best quarterbacks, throw for yardage, throws a lot of touchdowns. As we wait for Al to come on. So we'll see how that game lasts. He's sending me a message now. I'm not sure if he's having an issue coming on. So we'll find that out in one moment as well. So we'll see if why he sends us a message. That's what he's doing right now. Okay. He can't connect through his phone. Okay. I'm just typing him a message. So as he tries to come on, we'll go ahead. He's trying to come on with his phone. So let me go ahead and get some of this stuff out of the way. That way he can go ahead and come on. All righty. So we made some room there. We'll see if Al can get on. If not, we will go ahead and we'll have to do the old-fashioned way. Let me say try again. If Good, buddy. We're on our phone right now. You're not able to get on the. For some reason, I can Android, and it wasn't allowing me to go through until I connected to a Chrome device. So I'm going to try and copy that link to my computer and see if I can gain access there. All right, do that. If not, just type me back your phone number, and we'll do a phone interview. Okay, great. Thanks, Al. All right, we'll give him a couple minutes while he tries to go ahead and do that to his computer. So we'll give Al a couple of minutes there. If not, we will do a live interview with Al on the phone. So he's going to try to go to his computer. He said that the actual phone he's using wasn't working. So we'll give it a try. If not, we'll just interview Al on the phone. That'll be fine. Want to see if there's any other questions here. I'm reading down, trying to see if anybody. Will Ronald Jones be the running back for the entire season? You know that's a hell of a question. Hell of a question from John. Wants to know, will Ronald Jones? Well, Ronald Jones, in order to keep the starting running back, and we talked a little bit about this earlier in the show, he has to really, really play well. Leonard Fournette is the best running back on this team. There is no doubt about it. He is definitely the best running back on the team. And if Leonard is healthy, I think by the second, maybe the third game, you could see them transitioning to a lot more touches for Leonard Fournette than Ronald Jones. But if Ronald Jones, like I said earlier, starts out real well, he's going to keep going with the hot hand. And that's why, this is a very, very important game for Ronald Jones as far as, his career goes with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Leonard Fournette is a 1-year sign and show me what you are capable of doing. And if he does well, he's going to keep the job. If he doesn't, they got Leonard Fournette. This is an unbelievable situation. For those of you who are joining us right now, expecting Al Singleton, Al will be joining us shortly. He is trying to get on right now on his computer. So we'll give him a couple of minutes. If not, we will go ahead and do the interview over the phone. So Al should be within the next 5 minutes. We should have Al Singleton live with us. So don't go away. Don't go to sleep. We got all the necessary information here that you need. For those of you that want an update on the Lightning game, it's 1-1, 2:40 left in the second period. Not a lot of shots on goal in the game, only 10 shots on goal for each team, and it's 1-1. And we'll keep you posted as we go through the show, as Al is about to get on with us right now. So give us 1 minute, and we'll go ahead and get Al on the phone with us or on live here. So we should see him in a moment. But, everybody's looking forward to the Tom Brady era, the Tom Brady era, the Tom Brady era. Now, it is no surprise on the depth chart. We didn't mention this, but I think a lot of people knew this already, that Blaine Gabbert is the backup quarterback. Ryan Griffith is the third quarterback on this team. And then, of course, Josh Rosen. Okay, So, some great news there. And as we go ahead, I think we're just about ready to go ahead and get Al on with us. Yep, I see him now. So let's go ahead and get, ladies and gentlemen, it is my great honor, thrill, and most of all pleasure to introduce to you on Frankly Speaking Sports, our Buccaneer edition on Crew Life, former Tampa Bay Buccaneer linebacker for the 2003 World Champion Super Bowl, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Let's welcome in Al Singleton. Al, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing good, Larry. How are you?
Al, I am doing great. Thanks so much for going to the computer and doing that for me. I do apologize for that. So, Al, let me ask you this. I mean, your first year, you're in the National Football League and you're playing special teams. Okay. Talk to our listeners about, a lot of guys, some make a career out of special teams, but other guys really concentrate so hard on special teams because it gives them that opportunity to show the coaches what they can do so they can get more playing time.
Well, when first the first day I entered the Buccaneers locker room, they established really the mentality and the standard that the only way that a lot of guys were going to make the team and stick around the league for a while is going to be through special teams. At that time, there was a really great special teams player by the name of Kenny Gant, who had played at Dallas for a number of years and won a couple of Super Bowl rings, and he was best known as a special teams guru, as we would call it. So, kind of looking at him and understanding that's where that's not such a bad career to be playing 8 years, and that's where a lot of careers wind up going. But it was almost an honor the way that the coaches and the staff, and the other players, how they made you feel about playing special teams. That was really the lifeline to us winning games. So it was, I don't know if it was just a tactic or a ploy to get guys who weren't quite ready to play on defense or offense yet to get the mindset of playing on special teams, but we bought into it and I thought we played it pretty well.
Now, talk about it's your fifth game in your career, and you're playing. I believe you were playing the Cardinals, and you go ahead. You're on special teams. You block a punt, and you end up block a kick, and you end up scoring your first touchdown.
Yeah, it's that's still a little bit blurry. Yeah, I believe it was Arizona, the fifth game, and I watched
I think we lost your connection there, my friend. Al, are you there? All righty. So as we try to fix this up. As we try to fix everything going on here. There we go. Okay, we're back. Let me see if Al can just give me a phone number, and we'll go ahead and get him back. We'll get Al back that way. All right. See if we can get Al's phone number, and we'll finish that for some reason. We'll see if we can go ahead and get him back on here. All right. Let me go ahead. We'll give Al a call, and we'll go ahead and do this interview. All right. You have reached a couple seconds. We'll get him back on. Fans, I do upon two different computers, one coming in and one going out. We sometimes some issues, so I apologize. We'll try calling him again. And see, all right. Weather, but